Good morning, afternoon, or night, everybody. Today, I decided I'd post a little bit of a different video, and that I would record myself reading some Reddit stories from r/am_I_the_asshole. I know this subreddit's really popular, and that people really like listening to these kinds of videos when they go to bed, or when they are doing homework, or stuff, and just listening to it in the background. But if you're the type of person who likes to read along, I also put the entire script up on the screen for your reading enjoyment. Thank you all so much for watching, and enjoy the video. Am I the asshole for laughing when my son came home from meeting his girlfriend's parents because he chose to behave like he does at home? My son burps a lot while eating. I have tried telling him multiple times that it is rude. I've told him to slow down so he doesn't swallow air with his food. I've told him that it's disgusting. My wife will instantly jump in to defend him. She will say that's just the way he is and that it's not his fault. The thing is, he can control himself when I remind him. He just chooses not to. He just went on a date with his girlfriend last night, and she tore him a new asshole. It was his first time meeting her parents since they live in another city. They went out to a fancy restaurant, and he burped all the way through supper. He came home almost in tears from her chewing him out for behaving like a jackass in front of her family. I heard him telling my wife about it, and I laughed. She asked what was so funny, and I reminded them both that I had tried dozens, if not hundreds, of times to teach him table manners, and he rejected them. And she protected him. I said that now he is a grown man and he has to learn the hard way. They both think she overreacted, and that I'm the asshole for being amused by his experience. Let's look at the comments. U/available Maze 5837 said, "Not the asshole. I also laughed at this. How old is your son? Doesn't matter either way. There are times for this behavior. Dinner at a restaurant is not one of those times. Girlfriend did not overreact. Hopefully learns a valuable lesson from this." OP responded saying that he is 22 years old. Am I the asshole for spending my son's university fund on a trip to Europe to drink beer like I always threatened him, instead of giving it to his stepbrother after he passed away? My son was smart, smarter than me. I almost requested a paternity test because he was so damn intelligent. That is a joke. My ex and I divorced when he was about 12 years old. She remarried when he was 15, and I remarried when he was 16. I had an RESP set up for him. That's an education fund in Canada. As long as he went for post-secondary education, he could use the money for anything. I always told him that I was okay with him not going to university. That way I could use the money I had saved up for him to go to Belgium and buy some beer from monks that only allow you to buy one case. He knew I was joking and he always played along. He wouldn't let me get his goat. When he got accepted to McGill, it was the proudest moment of my life. I took him out for a beer to celebrate his achievement and mourn the loss of my trip to Europe. My son was struck and killed by a drunk driver in March. I'm dealing with it. My ex is dealing with it. My wife has been nothing but my rock in this. She is holding me up. I was dealing with the funeral arrangements and everything when my ex came up to talk to me about his money. She knew he had a scholarship and was going to use the money for living expenses in an emergency fund. She asked what I was going to do with it. I said I was going to do what I always said I would. I would go to Europe and drink beer. She asked if she could have it for her stepson. I thought about it and said no. Her husband is a decent enough person, but he made it clear that he wasn't responsible for any expenses for my son beyond food and shelter and stuff, obviously. Like I said, he is decent. I said I was not going to do that. I was going to drink beer in my son's honor. She said I'm wasting thousands of dollars, and I guess I am. I have to give back the government portion of the fund, but I don't care. My ex thinks I'm being stupid and irresponsible wasting my son's money like this. I don't care. My son would laugh his ass off if he knew I actually did it. I personally don't think OP is the asshole because it was something that him and his son would always joke about, right? So, since his son unfortunately passed away, especially like that, I definitely think his son would have liked it to be like that, especially since his stepbrother's dad makes decent money anyways, you know? That's just me. Am I the asshole for losing my passport to avoid babysitting on my vacation? I, 17 female, still live at home. My sister, 28 female, is married and has 2 kids, 5 and 3. Whenever she comes over to visit, my parents and her stick me with the kid. This wouldn't be a problem, except she doesn't visit for an evening. She will come for a week, and for that week, I am an unpaid nanny. If we go to a restaurant, I have to entertain them because my mom needs to talk to my sister and brother-in-law. You get the picture. My parents decided that since this was my last summer before I became an adult, we would be going to Disneyland to celebrate my graduation. I asked who was going, and they said it was just the three of us. But when we got to the airport, my sister and her family were there. Strangely enough, they were also going to Disneyland. I went into my backpack and grabbed my passport. I put it in a sock. When we got to into the international security, I couldn't find it. We looked everywhere. I had to Uber home and I missed my flight. Oh well. I got to stay home by myself for a week of peace and quiet. My parents were very mad at me for losing my passport. The money they spent on my flight and entrance was wasted. Darn. My mom and sister have both been posting about how hard it is to be at Disneyland with two little ones. They both posted that I ruined the vacation by being so thoughtless. My dad says he knows why I did and he understands, but he says I should have let him know so he didn't waste money. He said he would have gone along with my ruse. I feel bad about wasting money, but I've been to Disneyland before and I will go again later by myself or with friends. OP is definitely not the asshole here. OP's parents and sister. OP's mom and sister are definitely assholes. OP's dad gets a pass. You know, because he was definitely okay with what she did for the most part. Am I the asshole for begging my girlfriend to uphold a sexist tradition just so that she can make a good first impression? I have a big family that's incredibly close. We have big family dinners every few months where we all meet at my great-grandfather's estate and eat together. Typically, how this works is that the women go cook for the time that they are there, and the men don't, which I am fully aware is sexist as hell. That being said, I am one of the youngest people in my family, and my protests mean literally nothing. Some of those women choose not to cook. However, this is usually met with a level of ostracizing. The women who don't cook are wives and long-term girlfriends, so they kinda already have a good family relationship doctored in. When I have seen new partners not cook, it's gone bad. Like completely ostracized, not speaking, cattiness, rude, etc. This dinner will be in 2 weeks, and my girlfriend asked if she would attend. Initially, she said yes. Which is great. I want her to meet everyone and for everyone to get used to her being around, but when I explained to her the tradition, she was understandably bothered. I told her that I understood where she's coming from, however, it was best for everyone if she just played along. I told her this isn't a permanent thing and that I am only asking her to do this so that she can avoid bad treatment for the rest of the family. This is her first impression, and I don't think it's best if we cause waves. She told me that it's unacceptable, and that if she has to do that, she will not be going. I've tried to find a compromise with her on this, but she won't budge and she's pissed at me. She told me that if I think it's acceptable to make her do this, I'm just as bad as everyone else. Well, my point is that she needs to make a good first impression. Am I the asshole? Yeah. Yeah, OP. You're a fucking dick. Like, I understand not wanting your girlfriend to be ostracized, right? But there's definitely a better way to handle that. Not be like, oh, you're gonna do this or else everyone's gonna hate you. That's one. If my boyfriend said, oh, you have to do this extremely sexist thing or else my entire family is gonna hate you, I'd turn to him and be like, oh, yeah, good. Like, no, fuck them, right? And I'm like, OP, you could have, like, offered to help cook with her so that she's at least, hanging out with you. Or there's so many other things you could have done besides, say, if you're going, you have to do this. Oh, and I won't be helping, Like, so many better ways to go about that, OP. So yeah, you're the fucking asshole. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was kind of short, and that short-term videos aren't really what I post, but this was like a quick, little 30-minute thing that I wanted to try out, and I really enjoyed it, so I think I'm going to start posting more of these kinds of videos. Thank you so much for watching, and in the description below, and hopefully on screen, I've linked a Stardew Valley video that you should totally check out, because I worked on it for like a week, and it didn't do as well as I thought it would, so please check that out, and have yourself a really nice day.